This short video will help explain how to complete the baker's rack assignment in your bundle. Follow along while completing your worksheet. You will want to open up the baker's rack PDF in your bundle. The first thing you will see is a chart of bakery items. There is a list of type of items in the bakery and the fraction of those items in the store. There are a total of 126 items in the store. As you can see, you know that there are 24 cupcakes out of 126. You are now being asked to put this fraction into the simplest form. I will show you how to do this, and then you will need to do the same thing on your own for bread and pie. I will then show you how to go to brownies and take the reduced fraction back to the bigger fraction. You will then complete cakes and cookies on your own. You will notice that I have crossed out the equivalent fraction column. You do not need to do this. We are going to look at example 1, 24 over 126. That means there were 24 cupcakes out of a total 126 items in the shop. We need to reduce this fraction to simplest form. I am going to see what number goes into both 24 and 126. If it is too hard to come up with the greatest common factor, start with a number that you know, like 2. I'm going to use the number 6 because I know that 6 can go into 24 and 6 can go into 126. 24 divided by 6 is 4, and 126 divided by 6 is 21. This fraction is now reduced to simplest form. You will write this on the chart. Now you will want to write the answer on your chart. Remember, you do not need to do the equivalent fraction section. Now we're going to look at brownies. I will explain how to go from the reduced fraction to the bigger fraction. We need to look at the fraction for brownies. The reduced fraction is 2 over 7. In order to figure out the bigger fraction, we must figure out our denominator. We know that there were 126 bakery items in total. That is going to be our denominator. For all numbers in the fraction in-store column, 126 will be your denominator. We need to see how many times 7 goes into 126. In order to do this, you would need to divide. So in order to figure out what number to multiply your reduced fraction by, you must divide the denominators. When you do this division, you get 18. That is the number you multiply times 7 in order to get 126. That means we have to multiply 2 times 18 in order to see what our top number is. When we do that multiplication, we see that our answer is 36 over 126. We now will write this in the fraction in-store column. You will now need to write 36 in the spot for brownies. Again, do not do the equivalent fractions column. Now you need to complete this chart. Now you are ready to compare the items in the bakery. All of the fractions in your fraction in-store column have a common denominator of 126. Now, because of this, you are going to be able to compare these fractions easily. Use that information to complete this chart using the greater than, less than, or equal to sign. Please do that now. Now that you have found common denominators for all of the items in the bakery, it should be easy to add them together. This part of the sheet wants you to add different items together. Remember, When fractions have common denominators, you just have to add the top numbers. So you will take the fraction for pi and add it to the fraction of bread, remembering to add the top numbers but leave the same common denominator. Your common denominator for all of these items will be 126. So every fraction that you write will end with a 126. You add the numerators in the two items to get your top number. Now please complete this worksheet. When you are finished, submit it to My Big Campus and continue with your bundle.